Well, I am an admirer of Elisa's. Elisa has even worked for me, and the fact is that she is talented.
What's it called? Kermit and Friends?
Kermit and Friends.
Kermit.
But if Kermit,
You're saying
like
not to do.
Yeah,
Wait.
I actually have watched a few hours of the Kermit and Friends.
How many hours have you watched, Natalie?
Oh, no. Probably indulged in 8 hours.
Holy.
my wife and I watched Benji's ex-girlfriends or whatever's going on. We watched this crazy podcast, and I have to say, this is one of the, probably in the top 5 things I think about right now.
She has a podcast, but she gets to come on the radio. It is craziness upon craziness.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kermit and Friends. I am Elisa. This is Fozzie, and Kermit is watching from heaven. So we have a big show today. We have a very exciting guest. His name is James Chai. He is so nice. He is in our Kermit and Fans fan club, and that is so exciting because I love when our guests go in our fan club. I invited 2 of my colleagues that I work with to go into the fan club. And I don't know how I feel about that right now because immediately after I invited them to the fan club, all of a sudden the Discord server got really weird. And then I was embarrassed that I invited them to the fan club. So it was very normal Kermit and Friends Discord until my 2 colleagues showed up. Then all of a sudden, the only topic I saw in there were like buttholes and like who has a better butthole. And that was really embarrassing for me. So I think I might separate like my work life from my Kermit and Friends life because Kermit and Friends tends to get really weird. So during the week, if you want to call me about like investments, that's a good thing to call me about. Or if you want to buy gold, you can call me about that, or silver, or you want to protect your life savings, call me about that during the week. But during the weekend, you can call me about buttholes or whatever other weird shit you have on your mind. Let me just talk to Charmin about that real fast. Charmin, do you think I should mix the 2 worlds? Like, should I be inviting my colleagues into my weird Discord server?
No, but I like the fact that you're going to take the stance that the Discord server just started talking about those things when they arrived, that it wasn't going on before they got here. I'll stick with that story if that's what you want to do.
Well, it got normal. And then I was like, oh, this is a good time to invite them. And then right when they arrived, they went right back to those weird conversations. There was like a butthole challenge that went down last night.
Was it an actual butthole challenge that went down last night, or was it just allegedly?
Well, I have the audio, and you tell me if this really happened or not. I actually uploaded it here. A lot of people sent me video footage of it, but the video footage is so disgusting.
Oh, God. It sounds like it was an actual butthole challenge this time. It wasn't just trash talk. It sounds like something actually went down. You can't stick a picture of somebody over it. It's that bad.
Well, Leaf King, unfortunately, he would be the person that's in charge of that, but he is driving through 150-mile-per-hour winds right now. He is in Louisiana, and he's kind of like stuck, I think, because there's a big storm And so I don't want to ask him when he's in the middle of driving through a storm to edit out someone's butthole.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I lived in Mobile during Katrina, and now it's definitely not the time for him to be editing out buttholes. He's prior obligated.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like we need him next weekend.
Trust me, I thought about it. I thought about asking him to edit that, but it was just very rude. It's hard sometimes. You want the show to go well, but you also want him to get out of there alive. So here's the audio of the butthole challenge that went down last night.
Why are we doing this?
Fuck. This is the Jump About Butthole Challenge. All right, Bob.
Oh my God.
Your turn, Bob.
Your turn, Bob.
Bob, your turn.
Yeah. Come on, Bob. Don't welch it out.
Bob, your turn.
Oh my God.
Bob.
Christ.
Bob,
Oh my God, I love you, Wanda. Oh my God, Wanda.
I mean, it sounds like everybody had a good time at least.
Yeah. Did you miss it? What were you doing at that time, Charmin?
Oh my gosh, I have been moving all week, and it has been the move from hell. And I finally got into my new place yesterday, and I have missed so much this week. I have no idea what's even going on.
Yeah, I was wondering what happened with you, because I noticed you weren't there during the butthole challenge and a lot of big things that went down, but you were busy. That's okay. I feel bad for Bob, though. I mean, it's his challenge. He made up this challenge. Bob, the challenge that you proposed to the world, you lost. Do you feel bad about that?
I didn't lose. The challenge is that somebody has to come take the challenge and they got to pass the challenge.
Okay.
They brought me a prolapse blowed out butthole. It was disgusting. I don't think so.
Oh, so the guy had to show his butthole before you showed your butthole, and then he showed his, and it was really bad?
Yeah, it was bad.
So you won.
Well, this guy, I'll put it to you this way. This guy had the scar on his backside where he had the surgery where he had to retighten that sucker up.
Okay. So if people want to see that picture, where should they go? Should they go into the Kermit and Friends Discord server? Do you have that picture?
No, I didn't have it. There's other people that were videotaping it, though. Somebody on Discord will have it.
Yeah, I've actually never seen so deep into someone's butt before that happened. So it was interesting for me. I mean, it looked pretty good. I was surprised. I was really expecting the worst. But this guy, Juan Bon, that allegedly beat you in the butthole challenge, he looked good, in my opinion. It was a very nice representation. And I was really disappointed that you didn't show anything, Bob.
Well, what they're trying to do is... what they're trying to do, they're trying to just get me to show my butthole, and then that way they can hopefully find somebody with maybe one a little bit niche tighter than mine, so they could come in here and outdo me on it. But it's not gonna.
All right, so hopefully there's somebody else that can do this with Bob, because Bob isn't happy with the results. I want to tell you guys a little bit about our first guest. Our first guest, this is a very cool guy. I can tell already. I can't believe how I met this guy. I met him through Barry Boss, okay? And he says, he wrote this somewhere. I look forward to discussing my unique methods of how I downtrained the most extremely dangerous Great Dane in North America that attacked 16 people in New York. So this Great Dane attacked 16 people, include dragging a shelter worker into the kennel and trying to kill her. Okay, so he works with dogs that pretty much are killing people, okay? So his methods don't need to use any training devices such as treats, food, medication, or corrective collars or anything like that. He has an unmatched ability to literally work with any dog. So these are very dangerous dogs. These are dogs that I avoid. I don't let Fozzie go near any big dogs, okay? Because I don't trust them. And I don't like it when a dog has the capability to kill. That is a turnoff towards me. So I do not go towards those dogs. This is a short video of James, and then I'm going to bring him on.
Welcome back to ATW. We're your hosts. I'm Anthony McLaughlin.
And I'm Jim Van Horn.
There have been a lot of dogs featured on ATW, and it's no wonder. Dogs are found in about 1/3 of Canadian households, and of course, they're awesome.
Of course they are. They love us. They keep us active and out of trouble, and they are very loyal companions.
Plus, you always have an excuse for not handing in your homework. The dog ate it.
Anthony, I've told you a million times back in college, that doesn't cut it anymore.
Yeah, I've probably gone back to that well one too many times, but enough about my academic excellence. Let's remember what we're talking about here, our cute, furry, and friendly friends.
That may be true in most cases, but sadly, not all dogs find their way into loving homes. Some are neglected and abused and become aggressive after prolonged suffering. At some point, people are not willing to take those dogs on.
Unless you're somebody like James Chai, who is an incredible dog trainer and works with the most hostile dogs you can imagine and helps turn their lives around. AMI Vancouver's Grant Hardy met up with James and learned about his work.
Good boy, there we go. Grover is sociable. He needs to run a lot. He needs to walk a lot. He needs to get out a lot. He loves outside. He is a very loving boy. If somebody's upset, he will come up to them and lick them and kiss them.
Jeanette Taylor and her dog Grover have a loving and close relationship.
Stop.
But that wasn't always the case. When she first met Grover, he was a very different animal.
He was very aggressive with other dogs, with people. It seemed to me that he was fighting to survive, just like a homeless dog that didn't know where to go.
Having already been through a handful of homes and rescues in 2 different cities, it looked like Grover's new family wouldn't be for long.
Okay, let's go in. Let's go in, Grover.
But things suddenly changed for the better when Grover and Jeanette met dog trainer James Chai.
So when I met Grover, I found him to be kind of reactive. I found him to be a bit aggressive, dog reactive to other dogs. I had to see why he was reacting this way. And how was it that the family dynamics and the individuals that were present that are part of his primary caregiving, what are they like with him?
James's holistic approach gave Jeanette and her family the tools to help Grover heal.
Wait, Tonka, Sammy?
According to James, the process begins the moment he sees a photo of a dog referred to him.
Usually when I have someone contact me, and I'll either by email or by text, then I'll say, please send me pictures of your dog. And then they'll send me the picture of the dog. And I can usually tell pretty well what their issues are. So what we can do with a dog, not only in just pictures, but in person, is we can connect to them and we can see the little tiny intricacies and the little changes in their eyes, their body language, their eyebrows, their ears. And usually I'm pretty quick with breaking down their visceral issues. Tonka, wait.
James's initial technique involves getting dangerously close to aggressive dogs, occasionally resulting in scars large and small.
I have suffered some bites in the past. So for example, I have one on my bicep that's recent. It's a bit from a large dog. I have bites on my arms. A dog that was muzzled this weekend tried to attack me, and thankfully he had his muzzle on, or he would have ripped me to shreds. But all he did was, get me in the lip, trying to bite my face through his muzzle. I'm just gonna bring him over there so I can...
For James, the rewards are worth it, and he's surrounded by reminders every day at his house.
Oh, this is Sammy.
There's Sammy, who lost her hind legs in a hit and run. A happy and healthy dog today, Sammy darts around on her doggy wheelchair. And then there's the gentle giant Nero, a Great Dane that was collared, abused, and starved. He arrived at James's at only 75 pounds, a timid and fearful shell. Being so old, he had nowhere else to go. But today is a happy, playful, and social dog.
Oh, silly boy.
And then there's Tonka, severely beaten through 6 homes, the results of which have left the Great Dane partially deaf and blind. Banned in the state of New York, he had virtually nowhere to go, but through social media found his way to James and is well on his way to recovery. Sarah Gardner, co-founder of Care Rescue, feels that James's ability to bond with dogs is a unique gift, which is why she refers the most challenging dogs to him.
He really gets into the dog's soul. He connects with the dog on a different level. He doesn't get frustrated, and he never says that any dog is hopeless. Every person that we have sent to James to work with the dog that they have in their care, they have come back with a positive experience and a positive outcome.
Here, Nero.
You know what really stood out to me was James's belief that everybody deserves a second chance. After all, I think all of us have needed a second chance at some point in life.
Oh, that's for sure. There's nothing scarier than a dog attack, especially for our viewers who work with service animals. So I can see why you'd want to really ensure that you can manage your dog's aggression. But if anyone can do it, it's got to be somebody like James Chai.
That reminds me of my brother's dog, Kane. He and his girlfriend rescued him from Thailand, and although it's taken him a long time to trust humans again, he's actually doing really well.
That's great to hear. James may be a dog whisperer, but dealing with an angry dog can be very dangerous. And he has that 1-inch wound on his arm to prove it, plus the fat lip from this past weekend. But it's evident that he has developed a real bond with his animals.
If you'd like more information on James's Rescue Foundation, check out arfarfbarkbark.com. It's spelled just like how it sounds. arfarfbarkbark.com.
That is a great website name.
All right, so that was awesome. Welcome to the show, James.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
So happy to have you here. They mentioned on this news thing that everybody deserves a second chance. But they said you wrote that one of the dogs had attacked someone 16 times. Okay.
Yeah.
That was that stood out to me. The Great Dane that had attacked 16 times. Do you feel like a dog like that has the chance to go back into the world? And is it risky to do that? It seems like a big risk.
Well, that dog that you see in the video, the Harlequin, that's Tonka, and I renamed him to Walter. He's 183 pounds, 3 feet 2 inches at the shoulder. So he's a giant dog, as you can tell.
Yeah.
For me, because my skill set is quite specific, I can integrate him. He's been put into, dog parks, and people are petting him downtown, walking through Stanley Park, which is this beautiful park in Vancouver. Mm-hmm. They can be integrated, and it's about addressing how the dog is feeling. And it's not about being alpha, and it's not about being dominant. It's about being a parent, because dogs are all running along the same psychological structure. So for what I do, it's really quite specific, but I can do that. And I have 100% success rate, literally.
Wow. So you have 100% success rate?
Yes.
So none of these dogs, after being in your care, has killed anyone or anything?
No. Even really? Nero, the older dog that you see at the end there with a gray muzzle and all stuff, who was 140 pounds when he passed away. He was 10 years, 4 months when I got him, intact. He had spent 7 years caged for breeding, and then another 3 years outside on a prong collar in Alabama. And then they dumped him at the shelter. And so what he had done as well was he dragged a woman about 250 pounds off the foster's couch in Alabama onto the floor and attempted to kill her as well. And Nero one time actually grabbed me by the top of the head. His jaws actually got both sides of my temple at the same time. He nipped them lightly, and then he let go of me. So, wow. And then he's out, and he can't be around children, so to speak, and all that stuff. And again, off leash in dog parks as well.
And what do you think of these dogs that have killed other dogs or have killed, young children? I mean, I hate even saying that, but it happens, and it's seeming to be happening more frequently recently. I don't know why that is, but I just read about it so much. Those dogs, what should be done with those dogs?
Well, unfortunately, right now, the level of skill that's out there is not able to address dogs like that. So the academia that's out there, the behaviorists, Ian Dunbar, James Crosby, all these people who are academics are saying dogs like that can't be down-trained and stabilized. So what happens is the rest of the industry goes, well, I guess it can't happen. Literally, they say, well, then that dog has to be killed. Like a bite level 6 dog is a dog that has killed somebody or another animal. They say that dog can't be addressed. And what they're missing is a psychological dysfunction that's occurring. So definitely, if the world were to understand how to address dogs at a functional level, then we can put them all back into society. But the problem is, you got trainers and behaviorists out there, PhDs that have reputations. So they got to protect their reputation. So what they do is, because they're scared to deal with a dangerous dog, then they blame the dog. Like, if, for example, if I say, and I do say, I'm the only trainer in the world that can down train extremely dangerous dogs without treats or medication, my personal preference being dogs over 150 pounds. If you hire me and I meet your dog and I say, well, your dog's too dangerous, I can't deal with it. The first thing you're going to say is, well, I just hired the best guy in the world, best trainer in the world, and he said my dog is too dangerous. So then I saved my reputation by saying that your dog is too dangerous. So I blame your dog for my inability to, down train and stabilize.
Okay, so are there specific breeds that you feel are too dangerous to be around young children?
It depends on what the structure of the dog is themselves. The psychology is all going to be quite similar to, behavior all across. So it's the dog, it's the home, it's the family, right? It is that part where we have to parent our dog so that they feel safe.
Okay.
If the dog is feeling safe, just like a human being, if the dog is feeling safe, then they're not going to want to attack. If they're not feeling threatened, they're not feeling, in that sense of not feeling as if they belong in a family, that they're not protected by their parents, the first thing they're going to do is attack. So, for example, if a burglar broke into your home and your dog is barking at the burglar, you'll see often where the burglar who's really dog savvy will start becoming friends with the dog. And then the dog starts bringing him toys and the TV and all that stuff to steal and everything, because the dog feels safe.
Okay.
The only reason you're going to try to defend yourself or attack is because you want to protect yourself or you feel scared.
Okay. And then what about the people that have like 7 dogs, like aggressive dogs, and then they get
5 right here.
Okay, but they get out. I read about this all the time, that they get out. They have tons of aggressive dogs. They get out of their the fenced-in yard or whatever. And then they kill someone. What then? Okay. I mean, it's so infuriating when I hear this, when I hear that happening. To me, that is like, it's so irresponsible. Why is this? Should there be a law, like stronger laws against people having that many dogs, that type of dog? Should you have to go through a process to be accepted? I mean, does the person need to be like you to have an aggressive dog? It shouldn't be any other kind of person, right?
Well, I'm teaching parents, right? I do by video and I do private sessions. So I teach parents how to address the issues with their own dog, regardless if their dog has killed someone. Well, I mean, obviously there's the criminal aspect of it, but they've killed another dog, etc. I teach them how to address it and how to down train their dog in simplicity. So it comes down to the responsibility of the dog parent. So, like in what I deal with just, unfortunately, hundreds of dangerous dogs. In my case, less than 5% are actually pit bulls, and pit bulls are always getting a really horrible reputation. But 5 out of 100 dogs, the rest are, Great Danes.
Oh, is it mostly Great Danes that are having this danger? Or
Great Danes being so big, people are going to be scared because you're dealing with a dog that's as big as a cougar.
Okay.
David right here in the back here is 200 pounds. He's 3 feet 2 inches at the shoulders as well. So if you get a nip from a dog like that, your skin gets ripped right open. So the first thing people do is they panic and they go, oh, the dog's too dangerous. But I'm dealing with Labradors, English Bulldogs, little Aussies, all types of dogs, little 5-10 pound dogs like Chihuahuas are really the worst.
No, but I always hear that, James. I always hear Chihuahuas are the worst, but Chihuahuas can't really kill you, right?
Exactly.
So the type of dog that I think people need to fear are, if you see any dog that's like, bigger than you or a large dog, you should not go near that dog at all, because that dog can kill you. They're animals.
But it only happens because of the failure on the human.
Okay, but are we relying on humans? Like, I don't trust humans for anything. So are we trusting humans to know how dangerous their dog is? I see people with aggressive dogs that aren't using a leash. Like that, it should be illegal. Like, I feel like that should be very illegal.
Well, there are laws like that in a lot of places where they have it. You have to be having your dog on leash. So it's up to the politicians. It's up to academia to say, this is how you're supposed to train dogs. The entire industry is so dysfunctional. Nothing is related. You see a couple of very popular dog trainers on TV who, when I watch what they're doing, it's like watching a child on a tricycle with a front wheel missing. They have no idea what they're talking about. The one in the UK, the one in the States, they don't understand what's happening. So they're spreading around a whole bunch of misinformation, and that misinformation, because it can't be proven, that misinformation fails, and then the dog is failed because people are following incorrect information. The dog is off leash, then that is the responsibility of the human being, the parent. The parent must take care of what's happening. Just like if you're driving a car, you have visceral liability.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't blame the dog for the lack of parenting and supervision that the human being does. Just like if your child goes and kills somebody, you've got to be able to parent your child properly so that they understand social integration and how to understand their own sense of self-esteem and self-confidence and ego is healthy. And that's what's really important, to create a healthy codependency for our dogs so that they are cogently thinking, not performative thinking. So we have to,
So we're trusting people. So anybody could just adopt or buy or whatever, a pit bull or a Great Dane. Anybody could get one.
Yes.
And it's just, they just think it's cute or not. And that's what is the decision. And that is very scary to me, because anybody can just get a dog that's capable of killing someone. And then that kind of person, the kind of person that would do that is the type of person that wouldn't use a leash, wouldn't have a fenced-in yard. The dog gets everywhere. And then the dog ends up hurting people, or God forbid, killing people. And it's just because it's just an idiot owner. And that's like so infuriating to me. That gives those dogs a bad name, and also those owners. But you can't control the dogs and you can't control the owners. So it's like you're losing. Everybody's losing.
You can control the owners if you have proper enforcement. But what happens is animal control is just so very casual about just killing dogs. They call it, even when they kill a dog, they call it destroyed. Or they call it behavioral euthanasia. So they're showing their ineptitude of comprehension of what's happening and how the dog is processing. But the laws have to follow through on the dog owners, the parents, and the licensing and all that stuff. And what's happening is these cities, states, provinces, countries are just taking the licensing fees and going, well, go ahead and do whatever you want. So in North America, there are over 105 million dogs living in 65 million homes. Everyone has a dog.
Yeah, everyone. Dogs are great.
So it's got to be where the privilege of having a dog, not the right to have a dog, has to happen. Because if it's a privilege, then you start going, well, I better be more cautious on how I deal with dogs, with my dog, if my dog is having negative interaction. And then they've got to bring up the comprehension level of the existing training academia and behaviorism to the point where they're at my level of comprehension. If I tweeted earlier before the show started about Gordon the disabled bulldog. He's got Danny Walker's disease, never been picked up in his entire life, 11 months, quite dangerous, quite specific. He can't move at all. A dog like that would be killed, or has already been recommended to be killed, by numerous other well-known trainers and behaviorists, because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what to do with the dog. They don't know how to stabilize that dog. And literally in an hour and 10 minutes, I've got that dog stable. And he's being petted and held for the first time literally in his life, which is an amazing, gorgeous feeling to experience, to be part of. But it's because of the lack of comprehension that is out there. It is unbelievable how immature and banal the level of comprehension is out there. It's really sad. Like it hurts me every single time.
And I think it must be frustrating for you when you meet these dog owners. I don't even know how they get to you, but at that point, it's probably a bad point, a low point, right? They're desperate because they need somebody desperately to help them because their dog is like out of its mind. And so when you look at these people, are you thinking, oh my God, why does this idiot have a lethal dog?
No, because often they've gone to other trainers who have basically incorrectly trained their dog, so then the dog becomes even worse. It's like taking the wrong, it's like getting GPS directions somewhere, but the directions are all wrong, and then you end up 500 miles away in China, and you're like, what the heck is going on? If the people who are teaching you don't know what they're talking about, then it's a blind leading the blind, and then the owners are already despondent, right? The parents are despondent, they're sad, they're crying, and it's really hard in my world because 70% of the people who contact me are either going to kill their dog or have been told to kill their dog, and they're expecting me to give them a magic pill.
Yeah, but you said you have 100% success rate. Does that mean all the dogs that you trained are no longer in danger of being killed?
They're not in the danger of being killed, and they can be socially integrated. They can be walked on leash. But again, it's up to me, the person handling, right, the human, the parent, to take care of what's happening and to gauge what happens if there's a potential danger or if there's a threat or a conflict that is approaching, another dog, a car, a skateboard. It's up to me to protect and let them understand that I'm keeping them safe. That's what's important. And what's happening out there is they're doing treat training of a dog, which is totally counterinstinctual because the canine species fights to the death over food. Charles Darwin proves that. So it's like giving an angry child a new toy. It's like giving a drug addict more drugs. It makes no sense because it is just a circle that keeps going around and around because of the ineptitude and the miscomprehension of dog behavior. That's why I've got dogs that, when I work with people's dogs as well, by video, etc., I can destructure behavior quite accurately about 1/10 of a second. So I'm teaching them what to do. They're able to apply it, and then I give them free assistance afterwards. So I do it on an ethical basis. I'm not doing
And
it
you don't
for
get
money.
paid. So I was wondering
Sometimes,
about that.
yeah.
I saw that you said you don't get paid for this, but this is your job. So how do you make a living there?
So I do private sessions. I do charge for that. It's only $230 here for a private session, Canadian, right? So the thing is, the dogs that I personally intake are always I take them in for free.
Okay.
So like Tonka, the Great Dane, would have cost over $100,000 for someone else to down train and stabilize because he's from Southampton.
Wow.
Yeah, because there's people who's charging $30,000 a month, and they can't deal with dogs like Walter or David. David. They're all turned down by the top behaviors and PhDs, as I mentioned earlier. All of them have turned them down. Big breed rescues and all that stuff. So the personal dogs into my home, I take, despite the risk and all that. That's important to me because it's just a human thing, But when it comes to people who hire me, I'll work with them, and I do a lot of pro bono for legitimate rescue orgs. But I'm pretty direct about what I do. I'm quite efficient, so I don't really put up with a lot of dumb stuff.
Okay, and dating wise, I mean, how do potential dates feel about you living with 7 aggressive dogs?
I've been single for a while because no woman wants to go out with a guy whose dog is bigger than them. So it's pretty tough to do so. So I had to make a choice, and my choice is to leave a legacy, and do that, and maybe eventually one day I'll it'll happen, and I have faith in God, so it will happen. But the reality is, I had to make a choice, and I'm following this path, and I'm trying to see some success and some branding and marketing coming out eventually.
Yeah. Once you have like a TV show or something like that, there's going to be a lot of dog lovers contacting you. Trust me. Okay, so let me think about this. Okay, so you can't date. Maybe you could go to the woman's house. Like, she's not coming to your house. There's no way.
That's happened. Yeah, but I'm not into the casual thing. So I am looking for long term. I mean, I'm looking for just one more person. That's it in my life. So there'll be accommodations, and I have, but then sometimes the women try to have me save them, and it's not something I'm really into. I want someone who's intelligent, and often they're quite afraid of the dogs to begin with, and it's
well,
really,
I mean, it's rightfully so, right? I mean,
yeah, it's hard to get over it. So I made the choice, and one day when I get my show going, eventually. I'm going to have the disingenuous people out there who want to date me, and that's going to really hurt me because I'm going to get so I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to help dogs, and that's what's really important right now in my life.
Yeah. Well, I noticed a place where you are very popular is the Kermit and Friends Discord. And you are so popular in that fan club that actually a man, not even a woman, a man from that fan club called you how many times?
4 times.
4 times.
Yeah.
Okay, so I received an email from you, my experience with Mark Connors, somebody from the Kermit fan club. Okay, after watching Kermit and Friends podcast, I heard the show's guest talk about Mark Connors. I guess he called you 4 times. Okay, and when he called you, why did he call you? Because you hadn't even been on Kermit and Friends yet. So why do you think he reached out to you multiple times?
I think just due to his history, and hopefully he's going to come on the show. I've affectionately renamed him Psycho Mark because he has some criminal history that is really quite reprehensible. I think the reason he contacted me is because he felt threatened, which is what usually happens with bullies. And so obviously he thought he could either intimidate me or to charm me into his ways. And I understand he's bisexual, so it's just something that I'm not really interested in having someone who has a really questionable history to contact me.
But you hadn't even been on Kermit and Friends. You were just like in the chat. So
Yeah.
how did he get your number? Like, how did he even get a hold of you? I don't understand that.
I left it up there. I left it up on the thing, right? Well, I have a it's a number. It's a 310 number, so it forwards to me and all stuff up here in Canada. I left it up there because I'm not a kind of person who just allows social injustice to occur. I've grown up and I've had to learn a lot about myself and really become a more balanced person. And so when it comes to injustices, I have no problem putting myself out there and having debate with an individual. So I left it out there, and he, as usual, took the bait.
Well, I was thinking about that. I was thinking you're so good with dogs and dealing with dogs with a horrible disposition and demeanor. Are you like that with people? You seem to be very good with people as well. So does that translate at all onto the whole people thing, or is that just dogs?
It does, because the psychology of consciousness itself is going to be scaled from a human at 100% all the way down to the animal. So it's dilutive scale in that processing. So when it deals with people, I'm unfortunately quite accurate, which means I have a very small circle of friends. Sorry, I have a very small circle of friends on purpose because I tend to understand what's going on with them quite easily. But I try to suspend it, and I often do, and then it's tough with some humans.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a human's demeanor, and you see if you can train them. Just hold on one second. Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
I had a question, and my question is, they say it's a dog-eat-dog world, James, but you apparently have proven that wrong. And, one of the things in my life is I really like Elisa, but she is kind of like a big dog in a lot of ways. And
What,
I used
Eric?
to think it was a dog-eat-dog world until I heard.
Wait, Eric, just go on camera. I just hung up on you. Hold on. What, Eric?
I'm wondering, like, how your lesson can be applied to dating Elisa in the real world.
Well, I try to stay out of people's relationships, especially if they're involved in all that stuff. Elisa is a super nice person, very charismatic, very intelligent, witty. She has stardom in her future, and I think that a lot of people are treating her a bit too aesthetically, superficially, and they're not recognizing the level of intelligence that she has. And it's kind of hard when somebody is as accomplished as she is, and everybody's just like, fawning on her.
Right. We're so starstruck by her, right? But at the really core of it is sort of more along the lines of like the work you're doing, which is really meaningful work. That's one of the reasons why I'd like to date Elisa, is because she's really actively engaged in very meaningful activities. You know, like for instance, you mentioned that the organizations out there will just kill a dog, instead of treating that dog with proper respect, and how that trickles into families, how it trickles into kids. It's really profound. But at the end of the day, we are kind of like dogs, and you mentioned also earlier that somebody could come and rob a house, and if they're really good with dogs, make away with the TV, And so how do you
steal Elisa's heart? Is that what you're saying?
Sure. It's like how do you use that ability to your benefit, when you're training dogs? Can you walk up to somebody else's dog and they'll just immediately love you?
I know how to address all dogs, but I'm deathly afraid of all dogs as well, just because of my experience. I think one of the key points with Elisa is recognizing the fact that we have to deal with our own insecurities, and that's what the case is. I mean, a lot of men are quite intimidated by an intelligent woman, and that confidence is really hard because we're supposed to be, you know, in control, so to speak, of destiny and all that stuff. So I would suggest, you know, on your end, I mean, like if you watch the videos of how Elisa interacts with Andy and with you and with Benji, like some of those photos of her, right?
So you're really up to date on all this as well, James.
I assimilate information quite quickly, and I can aggregate and conflate quite well. I process extremely quickly. If you see how Elisa is, she really just wants someone to respect her.
Right.
And you can't respect somebody if you can't respect yourself.
Right.
And so it's not her trying to fix people. It's the fact that Elisa just simply wants someone to not try to keep understanding her. And that's it.
Right,
So-
right. And to be able to build off of what she's working on and working towards
No.
and what she's been through, right?
No.
No, not
No,
that.
no. She just wants a partner. She just wants someone to be part of her life, not to contribute or to pay her bills. You know, she's really looking for someone to look at her in the same ways that she looks at them, and that's just absolutely gorgeous of her.
Yeah, and I want to kind of backpedal to this idea of meaningful work. You know, I work on the phones as well. You know, I do a lot of cold calls with a lot of people in insurance, you know, old ladies that need help with their medicines and things like that.
Yeah.
People that are looking into final expense insurance, you know, and they're thinking about dying, you know.
Yeah.
That's sort of how I spend my days. And I more got recently into understanding their why more than my own why, but I had to think of my why too, you know, why does this make sense to them? Let me tell them why it makes sense to them. You know, it's sort of the next leap of faith. And to be able to say, well, what is my why? Well, it's that it's meaningful. You know, this is meaningful work, you know, that I'd like to have my hands involved in, you know, and so also that, you know, it's emotionally driving too. You know, I've not been the best in the past, I will admit, Elisa, that, you know, I'm very logical. You can say logically, this is what Eric's working towards. But
So
what about the feeling?
Eric has been really weird recently, James. I was Eric's number one fan. Number one. I loved Eric when I met him. He was so cool, and something I liked about him was he was very upfront with like his feelings, and he put out there who he was, and that's something I really like about someone. He was so authentic and just very sincere and earnest, and all the qualities I like.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, things went downhill, and he Skype sexed with a member of the Kermitarian community.
Yeah, with his penis.
Yeah, to
I
make
saw
me
that.
jealous. And that was not good. You know, there's some things he's done. He got escorted out of my office in a straitjacket, right, Eric? That wasn't good.
Well, okay. So these things, you have to be taken one at a time, right? So these things are one at a time activities that are high risk ventures. Okay. So that's one thing to get out of the way, which is she works in an office where they have their own G6. Okay. The owners own a G6. So like a G6 jet, they actually own one of those. So it's like, first get that out of the way, which is Elisa involves herself in high risk ventures. Okay. So none of that's totally out of the ordinary in the realm of, okay, they own a G6. Okay. Take it for granted. You need like $52 million to buy one of those. Okay.
Eric, you should have just ignored that. You see, when you see something like that, you just ignore it and you just go on your way and you just don't even focus on it. You were too focused on things like that.
Okay. Now
you gotta ignore it.
Right. Now,
but that Eric, you know, that's that insecurity I'm talking about, right? Because then you feel that you're not worthy, so to speak, kind of like, you know, that Wayne's Row thing, right? But you don't.
Well, yes, and I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. I interrupted you.
But the instance of dating Lori, for instance, and then having an intimate experience with Lori because I was thinking about dating her, you know, is a genuine. It's not like, hey, I'm doing this to hurt someone or because I don't really like her. It's just, you know, I'm confused, and not only that, but I don't know if it's going to work out between the two of us.
Eric, there really ain't nothing to be confused about. She's just looking for a best friend and a companion.
Yeah, well, so is
I
Lori.
agree.
right? So
Yeah, but no, you're looking for some kind of, I don't know, wacko relationship that
I'm not.
and you keep going down these rabbit holes, and I don't understand that personally.
I gotta agree with T-Bob about that. You know, I mean,
well,
and T-Bob and I have a little conflict anyways once in a while, but you know,
and I will agree with you as well. You know, it's just that when you do say, you know, I'm going to fund a car, it's different than saying I'm going to fund a G6. There's a lot more energy.
No, it's not. There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference, Eric, in funding anything at all, because it's just pure materialism. At the end of the day, who are you going to be with when it's time to say goodbye? Right? Who's going to be with you?
I agree with that. And you could lose that all in 1 second. And he just focuses too much on it. Now we have Barry, who's actually the way I know you. I can't believe I met you through Barry. But Barry, your sound is weird. Your audio is weird. But what's your question for James?
So my sound is weird. My audio is weird. Hold on. Let me try and
it's too dark.
Is it better now?
I guess. Just keep going now, Barry. What's your question for James?
Okay, so it's not a question for James. Remember what I told you I was going to play on the show today, Elisa?
Yes.
The voicemail?
Yes.
About Mark?
Can I play it?
Sure.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
But introduce it. Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. So Mark Connors the other day thought that I brought James into the equation to sick him on him or something, and then some sort of way like a dog. You see what I'm saying? But that's not the case. I brought James into Kermit and Friends to be a guest in the show because, Elisa, you're a dog lover, James is a dog lover, and I figured you two could become great friends.
That was a good call, Barry. Very good call. This is your best.
So Mark Connors got really upset and left me this really nasty voicemail. Hold on, let me play it.
Wow.
People are gonna really.
You know, let me say, Brett, I don't understand why people are upset about me getting involved here, because I'm.
Hold on.
Good afternoon. I'm calling from the Department of Justice Disability Rights Section.
Hold on.
Message saved.
This should be it. Hold on.
Listen, you little fuck. Call me. Barry. Call me. I got some news for you, little brother. You keep fucking around, and I'm gonna have your fucking balls on a chopping block, metaphorically speaking. You keep sending these little fucking assholes around on me, dude. I'm gonna make your life miserable. Do you understand? Better back the fuck off, asshole. I'm gonna make you miserable. That's the one and only warning you're going to get from me. Leave all of the women alone, you sick little fucker. Leave Elisa alone. And this little fucking dog fucking shithead. I let you keep that my way, you're going to regret that. I'm going to cut his dog balls off, metaphorically speaking. I'm going to ruin his fucking whole life because of you. You hear me, Barry? Better fucking pay attention. You're out of your league, dude. You know your country singer guy? Yeah. You want his fucking life to be fucked up? You want his ass and his whole career all destroyed too? Keep fucking around, Barry. Because I'll tell you what, I am pissed as fucking hell at you right now. Clean up the mess. Now.
To replay this message, press 1.
Does anybody think he really scares me? He's so full of shit.
He is scary though, Barry. Wait, hold on 1 second, James. Barry, he is scary. You got to watch it with him. He is not in his right mind right now. That is not good.
Did you guys hear that whole voicemail? Were you able to hear it?
Yes, I was able to hear it perfectly. And that's very odd that he'd be threatening like that. And actually, I started to feel even more scared when I heard this.
No, I did not get beat up. Where do you live?
Where do you live, motherfucker? I will put $1,000 down on it right fucking now that I will beat your fucking ass with one fucking foot. Where do you live? Where do you live? Type it in. You don't think I won't drive to your fucking house? Put it in. Your fucking address in there, motherfucker, and I'll be there in 2 days. You read the fucking shit, asshole. Nobody pled guilty, you fuck. Bullshit, you little fuck. You would shove my foot up your fucking ass.
That was pretty nuts. What do you think of that?
I pissed him off too.
You did.
I pissed him off too. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I pissed him off too. Like,
what did you do?
I have my own questions, right? I have my own information that I want, and he didn't like it.
What
so
was it?
We'll see. Well, I don't like to breadcrumb my information. I'll get it myself.
Okay, all right.
Well,
Well,
I'm not done. Right, innocent until proven guilty beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I'll have my own information. You be sure of it.
All right, good. But unfortunately, I mean, we still have you. But I'm worried for Coach Love. Is she okay?
She's okay, I think. I've been super busy this week. Really, like the move from hell, and
Yeah.
I'm exhausted here today. But I found my makeup and my curlers and my camera, so I'm here.
I'm so happy you're here, and I'm actually
But
really
I've heard
happy.
a ton of weird rumors too.
You have?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got 12 names from Leaf King before the storm. For the storm in Louisiana, he said that there was 12 people that Mark Connors went after to take him away from Kermit and Friends. And I said, who are those people? And he sent me a list. We talked so much. Oh, here it is. Okay, here's the list. T-Bob, Whitson, Sharman, Coach Love, Barry, Dr. Roy, who we lost. Okay, so he was successful with
Yeah, but
one
that
person.
had nothing to do with Mark.
It didn't? Are you
It had
sure?
nothing to do with Mark. I'm sure of it.
Okay. So Dr. Roy, Corey, who was already gone, Leaf King himself,
Corey.
and Arf, obviously. He wanted to go after Arf, but Arf,
I don't
James.
know why. I
Yeah.
don't know why he cares about Arf. Arf's new and has nothing to do with any of this. Leave Arf alone, right? I'm more laughing about the Corey nonsense this last week, right? I've been laughing about that all week long, and it didn't remotely surprise me to hear that Corey used Mark with that whole save thing, because Mark called me at 2 a.m. trying to get permission to give Corey my number, and I said no. The prize for getting saved is absolutely not my phone number. It's not. That's not the way any of this works.
No, it's
No.
not. It's not. Okay, so
I saw that one a million miles away. I'm not playing with that one.
no, we're not. We're gonna leave that alone. Bob, you're DMing me. What's going on, buddy?
I DM'd you.
Well, private chat.
I did.
You just wrote Josh, something about Josh. Who's Josh?
Oh, Josh Showoff. That's Ace Baker. I was hoping he would make it today. He said he would. He's had his run-ins with Mark Connors, like on a big level, and he's doing some great things in his life. And also Stephen Vulich. I was hoping he would make it in today.
Okay, but did you get any confirmation from those people or no?
No, I haven't had any confirmation from them.
Okay, so they're probably not coming. So let's not focus on them right now. What do you think of James so far? Are you impressed?
Yeah, I really like the guy.
Nice
I
guy.
had a question about what do you do with a dog that has mental degenerative disease, meaning they lose their memory. With pit bulls, it's called spensocellular, and he seems pretty knowledgeable about all aspects of dogs.
James?
I didn't catch that last part. You were saying about something about, I know we talked on the phone, right? T-Bob?
You talked to T. Wait, hold on. You talked to T-Bob on the phone?
Yeah, he asked me to phone him.
Wow. I can't believe all these people you've been talking to.
Well, I'm a dog guy too. I trained to this day in history. The only Borbal to kill another Borbal at an association event, this dog actually killed 3 of them. And I tamed him so well they couldn't even recognize the dog, but they let him back in the association.
Huh. Wait, Barry, how does Barry and Arfarf, how did you guys connect? I lost
So
I didn't hear that.
we can't discuss that because of certain privacy matters, but it has nothing to do with a loony bin or jail or anything. Just to make everybody clear, has nothing to do with that. So it's for Arfarf's own safety and security. I cannot discuss that, neither can he.
But essentially what it was is that we met through a different board, a totally different topic, totally different subject and all that stuff. And the members on that board were going after Barry, making fun of his autism and all that stuff. And I didn't know who he was. And I just, I needed to speak up. And so I defended Barry and other people who were getting attacked. And so then Barry just said, hey, you know, give me a call. And, you know, he's a nice guy and he's my friend. He's been very supportive. But it's nothing, you know, nothing naughty, nothing dangerous, nothing crazy. But it's just, you know, I just can't stand for people to be attacked. I mean, I've learned what it's like. So, yeah.
But how are you on a board for Barry? Aren't you in Canada?
Yeah, but it's a you know a forum, right, that discuss a common topic about stuff. And so Barry happened to be on it. I didn't know anything about him, and yeah, that was it. But it's just the way I am. So he was getting attacked, and somebody was calling him retarded and stupid and all that. And you know, I just can't allow that to happen if I'm there. So I'm going to say something. And I went after the other people, and I broke down their personalities publicly. And then they stopped bugging him as much. And then I warned the people to stop bugging Barry or anybody else that has any disability to stop. And so they did. That's all. Yeah. And so Barry just thought I was a nice guy. So we talked. I mean, I'm in Vancouver. He's in Florida, right? So it's all cool. He tried
It's
to send me.
amazing that you guys connected. I can't even believe it. It's like a miracle. Bob, why can't you connect with Barry like that?
Look, I love Barry. The only thing I don't like about Barry is that when Barry calls me, or I'm pretty sure anybody, whenever Barry comes into the Kermit and Friends Discord, the only thing Barry is talking about is Barry. 24/7. He can't give nobody else any praise for anything that's going on in the Olympics, which only comes around in 4 years.
That's
5
not
years.
true, Bob. That's not
It is
true,
true,
Bob.
Barry. It is so true. If we could work this out of you, you would be one cool son of a bitch to hang around. But it just don't seem to be possible. Every time I see you pop into Kermit and Friends, I always, if you haven't noticed, I always give the Kermit the comments to the effect, well, here comes Barry, so now we get to hear about how great Barry is for the rest of the night, or something to that effect. It is true, Barry. And everybody watching.
I'm not going to argue with you, Bob. I'm not going to argue with you because I don't like controversy like this anymore. I'm living too peaceful of a life, and the bottom line is I don't have time for controversy in high school all over again.
Well,
so
you made
I'm
it
41 years old, and I don't have time to go back 23 years ago.
Can you give Lisa Jordana some comment and compliments about something right now? That would be nice and refreshing.
Yeah, I'll be glad to give her some compliments. Elisa,
yes,
you've always been very kind to me.
Thank you.
For the most part, I will say, but 99.9% of the time, you've been very kind to me, and I'm very appreciative for your friendship. And as James will tell you, Arf Arf Bark Bark will tell you, I'm not a fair weather friend. I've been there for him and inspired him actually through times that he's gone through recently in dark times.
Okay, time out. Sorry to interrupt. I just got a confirmation Stephen is coming. Just give him a few minutes.
Who is Stephen? Who is Stephen?
Stephen Vulich. He's the guy that ran the first Build the Wall Foundation, which they actually turned it into a nonprofit.
Is he a friend of Mark Connors? He
had business run-ins with Mark Connors, and this guy owns the Trump bus that Donald Trump did his campaign in 2016, and he bought it for Jeremy Harrell, who was big time helping him with Infinity SN, which I shut down. All of his stuff I shut down because it was too shady and it wasn't up and front with the people. But I'm now getting along with this guy to a very large degree, and we're teaming up to go after Jeremy Harrell. he had a lot of good run-ins. One in particular with Mark Connors, I think people should know about.
So, Elisa, if I can get back to what I was saying, I appreciate your friendship for as long as I've known you, for the last 6 years, since 2015. I just want to say I'm very appreciative because, to be honest with, and this is 100% truthful, without you, I would not have had a start in a fan base with the original Kermit and Friends back in 2015. So because of that original Kermit and Friends, I want to say thank you to each and every one of my fans. To you, Elisa, I love all of you.
We love you too.
Thank you. So I'm just very appreciative to all my fans and all the people I've met over the years through Kermit and Friends that have been kind to me. And, even the ones that have been unkind, because, trolls make you too. So it's like, but bottom line is, Elisa, without you, I would not be sitting here with an upcoming season 2 of a hit show that I'm starting to film in the next 2 weeks today. So, and with my own Roku channel and stuff. What?
I said, is Elisa going to star in the show?
I want to invite Elisa to come to Miami for Art Basel, if she wants to come. I have media creds for Scope. I know Elisa likes fine art, correct? And Quick's gonna be here, Elisa. So I'm gonna be hanging out with Quig. He's gonna be exhibiting at Art Miami Fair, and I'm gonna be there too with media creds, and
Harry, if you get with me, I can help you double.
I'd like to invite you to come in and spend time with us and get to know me as a person on the personal level, not just through Kermit and Friends, but on the personal level, if that's cool. I think that you would really find my life very intriguing and find that we have more in common than you could think.
There you go. There you go, Elisa. He went for bashing you a few days ago to where now he just spilled his beans to you that he really loves you as one of his better friends. He's getting emotional. I didn't mean for it to go that far, Barry. It's okay.
No. It's okay. It's okay, T-Bob. No, just I've always cared for Elisa, very much so. I just didn't like when she slandered me on the boards in doing certain things that she did, and then I know she didn't like the things I did back. So it was kind of a two-way street. If you look at it, it was really a two-way street. It was not a one-way street. It was a two-way street. And friendships have their ups and downs, and they go back and forth. But the thing that remains constant is that Lisa and I have always been friends. And I really do dig you, Elisa. You're a very nice person. And I just like to meet you finally in person and get to know you better as a friend, and have you in Miami for our Basel time, and I'll get you a media cred if you want to come in.
I just wanted to I want to say hi to you, Barry.
Hi, Eric.
You've always been such a really kind-hearted, genuine, creative person, Barry, and you know how much I love you over there. And care about you too. I do want to say, I'm sorry, Elisa, I'm really sorry about certain things, things that aren't easy to grapple with, especially, how do you make $1 million in a year psychologically? And I've been working on it, but I have a poem for you. I was wondering if I could read this poem for you from Michelle Silverstein.
Sure.
Okay. It's called It's Dark in Here. I'm writing these poems from inside a lion. It's rather dark in here. So please excuse the handwriting, which may not be so clear. But this afternoon, by the lion's cage, I'm afraid I got too near. And I'm writing these lines from inside a lion. It's rather dark in here. And I love the picture of the lion with the pen he's writing on. So yeah, it's not true I got removed from there in a straitjacket, but I had I had a mission to go on, you know, and I had to move here to Seattle, and then I got a job with Delane, who was with Bill Gates for 15 years, and I still am on the phone to this day. So, and I not only that, but you got to remember, Lisa, I've been with you on this show for the past year and a half, and your life outside of work back then was a little risque. So anyways, that's
What, Eric? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't really know a lot about this stuff, honestly. You know,
You're speculating that it was risque.
Yeah.
You're speculating.
I don't really know. I don't really know.
No, you don't know.
I don't know. And when I say these people have this or that, it's like I don't really know what they have, you know. And
Yeah.
I don't really understand a lot of this stuff, you know.
No,
it
you
goes
don't.
above my head, you know.
Right.
But I do know that I really care about you, and I really care about you, Barry, as well. Yeah, and not only that, but I was talking with Elaine, you know, she's in Hawaii, and I care about her a lot. We were talking about Andy, you know, how much we care about him too, you know, but also that he is struggling with alcoholism. He's got to clean up his act. So,
You know,
anyway.
Elisa and I have something in common. We both have exes that are alcoholics and drug addicts. You know?
Yeah.
And Brianna is a drug addict and an alcoholic. And I had to let her go because of that reason. You know, Elisa, you got to face it, no matter how much you want to help someone, they have to want to help themselves. You can't help them by force. They have to want to help themselves. Look, I realize how much you care about Andy and everything. He's a really nice guy, but he has to want to help himself before you can't help him. He has to want to go in there and get the help himself.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line with drug addicts and alcoholics. That's why I've never even touched even a joint, because I'm afraid of what will become of me if I were to touch any sort of illicit drug or substance. And it's called double trouble with those with mental illness. So something I learned in the state hospital actually is mental illness and any sort of illicit substances or drugs, even alcohol, do not mix well together. So I don't even drink. Funny thing is that I have a rum company that's pending, sitting there on the shelf the last like 4 years that I'm waiting to launch. And
Hold on, Barry. Hold on. I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop both of you. We have
real quick.
Hey, Eric,
Real
what?
quick.
I don't even drink.
Real quick.
What?
I not only that, but I did see a dentist, and I saw a really good dentist, you know.
Yeah.
And not only was I able to afford taking care of my tooth, but I wanted to thank you, Elisa, and also Barry. I wanted to thank you, Elisa, because, you know, in all of this, I've been working on understanding money, you know, how money works.
Okay, Eric, just 1 second. We have a new person here that I don't know. And then we got to get to Wappy and Bark Bark. Hold on. Who is this? This is Steven. Hi, Steven. Welcome to Kermit and Friends.
Hi, how are you?
Here that I don't know. Great. Okay, I'm echoing. I don't know why, but it's great to see you here. You're a new person, so that's always exciting.
Yes, I've got
on the
an
show.
echo here. So
Okay, so here, I'm just going to mute you for a second. Just turn down your monitor and just give us your thoughts on the show so far.
okay. Yes, I'm just trying to make sure that the echo is gone. I've just listened to you through my speakers on my computer, and that was one heck of a feedback. Just listening to you through my speakers on my computer, and
Okay, don't worry about that right now. Just have you been watching the show up until this point? Do you have any thoughts on Eric or Barry or Bob or Arf or Charmin? Anybody like that?
No, I haven't been listening. I was actually pretty busy prior to this. Bob did let me know that you guys were live, and to come in. So
wow, wait, you're Bob's guest? You're Bob's guest? You're Bob's guest? Bob, wait a second. Bob, this is your guest?
Yeah, that's one of my guests I invited today. Hello, Steve. I'm glad you made it.
Wow. Oh my God, Bob. Wow, Bob comes through. I love Bob. Okay, Bob. So what I want you to do is help Stephen with his audio, but this is a good guest, Bob. This is a very good guest. So are you going to help him? Are you going to call him?
Yeah, no, all he's got to do is turn off the volume on his PC.
Okay, do that. Do that.
No, he's got to turn off the volume on YouTube or just come out of there and just stay on StreamYard. And then there won't be any echo.
Okay, hopefully he heard that. Okay, I'm getting a caller. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, Elisa, this Steven guy is smoking hot. We need to find out if he is single.
I will ask him. Can you believe Bob booked this guy?
I can't believe it. This does not look like the type of person that Bob would be booking.
No, it doesn't. That's what's so shocking about it. I thought he was from my Facebook page, maybe, but through Bob, it's like weird. Okay, this is crazy.
He is very handsome.
Yeah, this is like a shock. I don't even know what to say right now, but I'm going to find out who he is, why he's here, and how he knows Bob.
Maybe he did the butthole challenge.
No, I don't think so. He seems like a classy guy. I'm going to find out.
He's too nice for that.
Yeah, he's too nice. Okay, Super Champ. Thanks for calling in. All right, this is everybody calm down. And let's find out about this Steven guy. Okay, so Steven, is your audio good now? You all good?
Okay. Hey guys, please stop talking. Everybody, please stop talking. I just want to make sure that I can be heard right now without an echo. Good? Okay. All right, good. Hey guys, let me introduce myself. I'm Steve. I am Bob's friend. We started off as kind of enemies in the beginning when I first started America First Foundation, which did turn into a nonprofit, 501c3 during the Build the Wall campaign for Donald Trump. We ended up going to New York City and doing a rally there. That was pretty successful. And then, of course, I created a social network, Infinity SN. That's where Bob and I clashed heads. And it was a legit social network, Bob, just so you know. Then I created Freedom Social Network, which is another legit social network. It's a full-scale social network, and I recently pulled it offline. We're making some adjustments. We're going to put it back out in full. Recently, I'm into cryptocurrency, building a cryptocurrency off of the blockchain of Bitcoin, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So, yes, and thank you guys for the compliments. I appreciate that. I'm nothing like what you think. I'm not hot, but I appreciate it. I'm very flattered. This is my first time seeing you. And what is your name, ma'am?
So my name is Elisa.
Elisa.
I host a show called Kermit and Friends. I'm so excited to have you on. I cannot believe that Bob booked you. And you have a professional microphone and everything's a nice setup over there. I just want somebody, see, my producer right now is in a hurricane in Louisiana. But I want to get everything perfect, like with no echo. So let me just take you off. Do not leave.
Yes.
Do not leave. Do not leave. This guy cannot leave. You hear everybody? So if he leaves, bring him back. Bob, call him. Call him. Explain to him how to turn his echo off. This guy is phenomenal. Bob, good job.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. It's no problem. I told you, I know a lot of people. Look, everybody knows that. But look, so Steven, you need to get him into telling you the story about him and Mark Connor's dealings.
I will.
And you can ask him about his lawsuit and what all that entails. Those two things, I think everybody is going to be very glad they got to meet this guy, Stephen Vulich.
No, we're thrilled. First of all, your audio is horrible. Fix Steven's audio. Call him right now. Do you have his number, Bob?
Yeah, I got it. I'm stoned. That's why it's not my phone.
All right, okay. Call him now. Help him, okay? Help him. Okay. Oh my God. Wow. This is a shock. This is unprecedented. I really want to say it actually threw me off. Charmin, what the hell is going on here?
God bless the men that give us the gray in their beards. Bravo, Bob. Bravo. More of this. More.
See, this is what I'm trying to say. No,
he's got
but
stories. We want to hear
he's got everything. This guy's got everything. You know, what I want to say right now is like Coach Love. You know, she's missing out on this. Like like for whatever reason,
I know.
She's not here. Like even Sugar, I know you're watching right now. You see what it's like to be on Kermit and Friends? It's very good. There's good parts of it. Maybe they're few and far between.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, there's very bad parts. Like if you're going to join Kermit and Friends, it's going to be bad, right? It's going to be horrible and bad. You might be stopped. You might have people show up. You might have people punch you, whatever. But besides that, there's also good things that happen. So this guy, Steven, like maybe it's been months since something good's happened, you know, months. I mean, it's been horrible.
I hope he brings good stuff. I hope it's not more drama or it feeds into our drama. Well, whatever.
Yeah. I'm thinking about changing my outfit right now. But
what are you gonna do? We're gonna do something. I mean, you're matchy. The lipstick, the shirt. Don't change anything. You're perfect.
Okay. No, we have to be ready. Let's get ready. Everybody, fix our hair and let's have Wappy perform a song while we're waiting for Steve. Okay, Wappy, you able to?
I'm ready. A couple $100 million on my goddamn man. Summertime living lovely, old town on a new beat, getting lit in the hills of my sound, yeah it's lovely, I'm making money, palm tree, smoking palm tree, summertime living lovely, old town on a new beat, getting lit in the hills of my sound, yeah it's lovely, I'm making money. Summertime living lovely, old town on a new beat, getting lit in the hills of my sound, yeah it's lovely, I'm making money, palm tree, smoking palm tree, summertime living lovely, old town on a new beat, getting lit in the hills of my sound, yeah it's lovely, I'm making money, palm tree, smoking palm tree, summertime living lovely, old town on a new beat, getting lit in the hills of my sound, yeah it's lovely, I'm making money, palm tree, smoking palm tree, summertime living lovely, old town on a new beat, getting lit in the hills of my sound, yeah it's lovely, I'm making money, yeah. A couple $100 million on my goddamn man. Make sure to check out Lovely on SoundCloud. This is my original. Zebra.
Okay. Hi, Steven.
Hi. Can you
Okay. No, you sound perfect. I'm just going to turn your volume a little bit up. You sound great.
Oh, hey, let me pull my mic here. Yeah, there we go. Is that better?
Oh, it's perfect. You're perfect. Okay, so
And there's the
actually, I hear it again. Huh. I wonder why. I didn't hear it before, but I hear it now. So something changed
earlier without me talking with everybody else.
Okay. So maybe I don't know what to say, what to do. Does anybody know? Can anybody help me? Who can help me produce?
Somebody has 2 tabs open that's listening to the same thing, which is drawing the echo, or their speakers are running.
I think you have 2 tabs. I think you might have 2 tabs open somewhere. Or your headphones are not plugged in, maybe. Does anybody know? Maybe Danny. Danny can help. Okay, type your number in the private chat. Okay, Steven. Steven.
Okay, I'm going to say something. I can hear you.
Oh, you can?
Yes.
Okay, great.
I can still hear you talking, though.
Okay, I think you might have another tab open. Another.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Okay.
Try that.
This is going to be good, everybody. Everybody just relax.
Okay,
that is perfect.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so Steven, take me back through you and Bob's relationship, because I didn't really hear before. I wasn't really sure how you guys met.
Okay. So Bob and I go back. If he's here, I'm assuming we go back about 4 years, 5 years, somewhere in there. Okay. And the reason why Bob and I know each other is we have a drama background, right? So he was coming after me.
But how did he find you to come after you?
He made enough noise to get my attention. I pay a lot of attention to my audience. So
are you a YouTube star?
I don't know what people view me as, to be honest with you. I know I have a lot of connections, a lot of online connections with personalities. I hired, you remember Outlaw Morgan? You ever heard of that?
Yes. Yes, I do.
I hired my attorneys, or I paid about $7,500 for my attorneys to help him get his pages back on Facebook when he was shut down. He actually mentioned that in a couple of his videos in the past. That was during my Infinity social network, which I created back during that time. So I actually know Outlaw Morgan, Tommy Gunn, Jeremy Harrell. I'm actually 2 phone calls away from Trump.
What do you mean 2 phone calls away from Trump?
I can make a phone call to a friend who knows Trump directly. I also opened up a page on Parler, which ended up getting around 1.5 million followers. And it wasn't me, it was somebody else, but it ended up growing really fast. It kind of went viral. I've got numerous things in my background. I used to be a police officer for 11 years. I was active duty military for another 11 years prior to that. I have a tech background.
Where do you live?
I'm in Colorado.
Huh.
So
according to what I just Googled, I have built, this is about you. I've built a full-scale social network that connects our members by identifying all the common interests to make it easy to connect with other members.
Yes.
So you built some kind of platform where people become friends?
Yes. And they do it in a live proximity based around their commonalities. So if you like hiking or whatever you like, and you set the proximity from where you sit, and you can set it out to across the country, around the world, or you can set it to a square block. And you can find like-minded people live in a live environment.
Okay. And are you friends with Mark Connors? Are you an enemy of Mark Connors?
Well, okay. So that started off as friends, right? He reached out to me because of my social network and my connections. He was looking to get back on the map. It was very controversial during that time. And I knew nothing about his legal background during that time. I knew nothing really about him. But I did talk with him on the phone numerous times. And of course, then he would pitch himself, as a good guy. But then that kind of turned into, there was a hell of a lot of controversy. Hopefully I can say that word on here, but there was a lot of controversy, coming to the surface during that time. And I kind of backed off. But he's apparently got some heck of a legal background going on. And he tends to bullcrap a lot of people to get what he wants, to get himself back in the limelight, which I feel like he's very thirsty for, to get back to that. So I'm not sure what your audience, if they're friends with him. They're looking, they're rooting for the guy, or they're just anti-Mark Connors. But at this point in time, I've removed myself from him a while back. And it's like I said, he's got too much of a legal background going, too much in the courts, too many people actually physically going after him as well as legally. So I tend to remove myself from those types of individuals.
Yeah. So what is your goal now? You want to build some kind of, what are you working on now?
Right now I'm working on a cryptocurrency. It's off of the Binance blockchain. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with crypto. I've been doing crypto for a while now. And so I figured I'd get into the crypto world and just kind of started bringing up or building my own. So once again, I'm in the coding world, and I've got a sizable team.
Oh, you have a team under you? So are you going to be one of those like YouTube crypto guys?
Yes. I'm going to be very vocal with this one. We are doing several different things in the industry to make crypto more unique, more decentralized from any, control or any regulations. But I am following Congress and I'm following the Senate, and they're actually implementing some regulations now. We're trying to actually fight that, because once you have a centralized currency, it's no longer crypto. It's no longer decentralized, which is no longer the benefit of the people. So,
okay. So for people that don't know what that is, can you just give an introduction to how you can get in that world with you? Because I'm sure a lot of people are watching and they say, oh, I want to get into the crypto world with Steven. How do I do that? And what is it?
Well, to get into the crypto world, you're talking as an investor or trader?
Just as a person, just a regular person that's not an investor. They're just a guy on the street, gal on the street that they don't know anything about it.
Okay. So cryptocurrency is kind of like a fiat currency. It's kind of like your dollar bill that you get from the government. It's backed by gold. It's backed by our economy, business, stuff like that. But the dollar is only worth $1 in this country. It's not worth more. It's not worth less. Can you make money on that dollar? No. And every time that dollar switches hands, it's taxed. So the government gets their piece every single time it switches hands. So every dollar is very valuable to our government, to the IRS. So with crypto, it being decentralized, the government doesn't get to get their hands on that profit every time it switches hands. Okay, so it pulls their hands out of it. If you go buy a car with it, say Tesla, they're letting you buy cars with Bitcoin. The IRS doesn't get to touch it. It's basically the dealership getting to put on their transaction fees. So there's no tracking there's no tracing it. There's a lot of controversy behind it because you cannot trace it and track it. But it just basically, it pulls the government's hands out, and via the Constitution, they cannot stop us from creating our own currency, and they don't like that. So, but if they try to stop us, they're actually violating our constitutional rights. So there's numerous amendments that protect us from creating our own currency, which is why it was done in the first place. And it's a world currency. You can't take your dollar bill over to numerous countries around the world and just pay with your American dollar. In a lot of countries you can, because they could just automatically convert it. But there's some countries say, here's the American dollar, and buy this Pepsi. They say, no, we don't take the American dollar. Everybody takes crypto. Every country.
Right. So one thing I wonder, Steven, is like when you have something like that as your new venture that you're starting, a new cryptocurrency, like at some point people do buy things with it, right? That's one thing I've never really understood about crypto. It's like, because I'm like I could put my dollars in this, and it could go up, it could go down, but the idea that people really buy something with it, like at what point in your crypto are they going to start trading it really?
Dogecoin, if you look up Dogecoin, D-O-G or D-O-G-E, C-O-I-N, right? They just did a contract with Pepsi. So you're going to be able to purchase Pepsi with crypto, right? With Dogecoin. Elon Musk has recently announced, he's the world's richest man. He just announced that he's on the board of Dogecoin, of that crypto. He's a heavy investor in Bitcoin as well, to include probably hidden others. But we're looking to actually gain the attention of Elon through the crypto that I'm creating as well. We're looking to fund SpaceX, space exploration, space safety for astronauts as they go. But that's kind of a piece of what this crypto's been.
Yeah. Huh. Okay, so this is very exciting. And where can people follow you to learn more about this?
To learn more about this, they
through
can.
You.
Yes. Okay, so it's not live yet, so I don't have anywhere to land people at this
Oh,
point.
really?
You actually have to just come follow my page, but my page is pretty boring.
What's your page?
It's just my name, Stephen Vulich. You'll see it.
Okay.
My profile picture is just me in a white shirt and this hat.
Okay, so we'll all recognize you. Okay, any Mark Connors information that you feel like we should know as a community?
Steer clear of that, man. If you ever get a phone call, avoid it. So if keep your children indoors. I know I'm applying stuff there, but through the previous lawsuits that I've seen him have, it would be fair to say, keep your children indoors. If he's around, avoid him. Don't answer the phone call if he calls, and don't buy into everything that comes out of his mouth. Right? I wouldn't believe everything that comes out.
I agree. Yes, Eric. What, Eric? What?
One question for Stephen is, I was talking with Mark, and I realized at some point, I said, wait a second, this guy isn't crazy. He's just a millionaire.
Mark who? Wait, Mark called you too?
Yeah, Mark and I had a nice talk last week, and I realized when I was...
Wait, hold on, Eric, wait. Wait, Mark called you as well? How did he get your number? How's everybody get everybody's number?
Okay, that's a really good question. We were talking on his after show for like a couple hours. And it's true, Mark is like a really interesting guy, but he really does have these very aggressive stalkers in his life, which is not uncommon for people who've made it, how they become famous, and I'm sure you've probably experienced in your life people who've gone off the deep end as well because of fame in the public eye. But one question, I guess the question though is, you're talking with someone like Mark. Steve, you've probably known Mark for longer than I have, which has been about a week. And you get to the point where you say, this is a really interesting guy, but he does have these things in his
I'll
life,
give him that. I'll give him that. He is an interesting guy to talk to. He does have a lot of connections. He knows a lot of people. He's been in the music industry for quite a while. I'm sure he told you about his Lionel Richie song that they stole from him, all that stuff.
Dolly Parton, telling him that he wasn't crazy,
Yeah, he is consistent. He is consistent with some of those stories. And I hate to say steer clear of him. I mean, honestly, I don't know him personally, but I know there's a lot of controversy around him.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
And just by association, I had people, coming at me just because it appeared that, like I said in the beginning, we were friends. We were actually going to tour together for a little bit.
You were
Open Network, and he was going to do a Mark Connors tour, and he had the bus and everything, and he had the stage, the mobile stage. It was like a semi truck that folds out. I'm sure you've seen these. So we were actually going to do a tour around the country. So we were kind of planning that, but then all the controversy happened, and then all the marks came about. And I thought at the time, maybe it's best if I just kind of back up, put it in reverse and just kind of back up a few feet.
Sure, because then his stalkers could become your stalkers, and you're like,
correct, and they did. So like I said, I ended up getting a lot of people with different views, different opinions of why I was possibly associated with Mark Connors. So,
oh, whoops, sorry.
I guess you're right, because at a surface level, you do say there's something kind of odd about this, but then you get to know the guy and you say,
he's a good talker.
This is a really cool guy. One thing I wanted to say, Elisa, I don't know how much time we have left, is I did have a question for you, and I wanted to read you a part of the Bible. Do you got a minute?
Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, so it says in the Bible, this one at last is bone of my bones, flesh of my flesh. This one shall be called woman. From man was she taken. Hence a man leaves his father and mother and clings to his wife, so that they become one flesh. That's one thing about Mark. His wife's really, really really sweet. And it reminds me a lot of you, hon. But Elaine and I were talking. We were wondering what happened with your church and why it was that they didn't want to baptize you. She thought that might be a really interesting question. Do you remember when you were going to that church?
Yeah, no, I loved going to the church. I wanted to start my own church, Eric, because we accept everyone here. You notice that?
I do. And so are you still avid in starting your own church? And
yes, this is it.
This is it right here.
This is it, Eric. You're a big part of this. So everybody that's here is part of this, and we're just trying to be nice to people and make the world better. And I think we're kind of accomplishing something. I'm not sure, but
and what about Jesus? How do you feel Jesus plays a role in this?
I'm not sure about Jesus yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But if we were to have a Jesus, I would say it would be Bob here, because Bob really is amazing. I mean, he's been through so much this week. He's been through hard times. People went against him. People said he failed his own challenge. He had a tremendous controversy with that guy, Mark Connors. People don't believe in Mark Connors. They were against Bob. And now look what he did. He brought that guy, Steven, and he's a very nice guy, and he's into cryptocurrency. And I don't know, he's in Colorado. He seems like a nice person. What do you think, Bob?
Yeah, I was gonna say that of all the things, me going at it with Steve back in the day and all of that, and what he come to me with wanting we're gonna team up on a little thing, and that's fine. But what I didn't know about him until I just recently, this past few days, contacted him about was his involvement in cryptocurrency. And cryptocurrency, I am studying right now because I know a lady in Nigeria that makes $3,000 a week working for another man investing his money into cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So there is money to be made in cryptocurrency, unless like he said, the government clamped down on it and counted it as dollars, that kind of thing. See, yeah, you want to lot of people like Steve Bullock. Steven is the next level up. He's got the money, he's got the ability to create his own cryptocurrency company. And that's probably, it sounds like what he's doing. Hell, I'd go to work for Steve just because I'd do great. So if anybody that's got any money wants to learn where the I would call it short term possibly, but really the best investment you can make is cryptocurrency. If you sold, here's what people don't get. If Elisa Jordan, for example, I know she ain't gonna do this, I'm just saying, or any super rich guy was to go to South Africa or to an Asian country and buy 100,000 acres for the sake of growing heroin, and they grew this heroin and then sold it, right? And I tell you, in America, the number one drug dealer I've ever heard of was Outlaw Morgan, but that's another topic, and that's why he's scared to come on the show. If one of you could book him, like Stephen Bullock or somebody, that would be awesome, and I'll take it easy on his drug dealing affairs. But the thing of the matter is, you can take your cash, you could go to a foreign bank and put it into your cryptocurrency. And then right here in America, you could take it out and put that cash in your bank account. See, and that means the government has absolutely no control over how you're making your money or where you're shuffling your money, or the fact that you tie up 80% of your life savings into cryptocurrency, and while it's there, it can't be freaking tagged. These are all the issues that the governments are having with cryptocurrency, but it can help people understand why.
Let me just get this call, Bob. Yes, Kermit and Friends. Kermit and Friends. How can I help you?
All right.
I just wanted to tell you just real quick.
Hold on, Stephen. Yeah.
Just real quick. I know it was very inappropriate to do that with Lori, and I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, now you're sorry, Eric? Now you're sorry about Lori? Do you think that was a good thing to do, Eric?
No.
Do you think that was nice?
No,
I think that was a nice thing to do. It really wasn't, Eric. You can't just go after Kermitarians here and use them for your own purposes. You can't do that. It's bad to do.
I know it was not good to tell you for like a year and a half, hey, hun, if we get together, I promise that I would always be loyal and faithful and love you and never cheat on you. And then to literally just say, well, you know what? Forget that. I'm just going to cheat on her and see what happens. I know that after a long time together, it's like, okay, I've known this guy for a year and a half, but after a long time with him, I would, you deserve better than that. You really do. And, you do. I'm sorry about that.
That was not good, Eric. That was really not good. But anyway, I'm going to ask Charmin what she thinks should be on the wrap-up show. Will there be a wrap-up show? I have no idea. The wrap-up show is extremely up in the air right now.
Who's doing it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We lost Coach Love. I have no clue why.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
I'm not 100% sure why. I think that this might have just got a little too crazy for her.
Yeah.
I think that this is intense, right? I think that even Steven didn't want to get involved in some of this, right? It got a little intense for him because he's in the periphery of this story that we've been in the middle of for the last several weeks, and most people don't want to be involved in it.
Yeah.
We're like knee deep in it.
Yeah, Erica was a shock to me because she seemed to be getting something out of it. Like, so she does her own live streams.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, promote your live streams in the Kermit and Friends Discord. You know, you could do anything with the people. You know, you could bring the people with you and you can have fans and it would be nice. You know, I thought that would be nice, but I don't know. There's something that happened in between then and now that I'm really not sure.
I think it's a lot of controversy. And I think that not everybody is up for a lot of controversy. Like most people see controversy and run from it. Not us.
Yeah,
We're like knee deep in it. You go on one side, I'll go on the other, and we'll figure it out. Right?
Yeah. Well, I thought that was important. To me, that was important because, you know, we're not always right. Like I thought many times that I was wrong in the Mark Connors thing. I'm like, maybe I'm missing something. But you know, it was such a journey figuring out exactly. Yeah, and even the Steven guy, I mean, he seems pretty smart, but I think Mark Connors pulled something on him too. So
I mean, he don't want to talk about it on air either, right? Like there's some more digging and some more diving that needs to be done, and I'm not done with this yet. I still have some more questions and I want answers to.
Like what?
I have people I want to meet. I have more questions I want answers to.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not remotely done with this.
Are you able to connect with those people?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Huh. All right.
I have to make another road trip back up north, and I got to go right through Tennessee.
You're going to Tennessee? What, Eric?
No, I got to go to Wisconsin.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, Sharman, you know how much I love you.
Oh, love you too.
I love you so much. And not only that, but I really do feel like you make a great president of the United States. In my world, I always see you like that. And I also wanted to tell you, Elisa, I decided to come on here because I was talking with Elaine. And I said, how would I rate? I've been working on feeling good enough because I know the good enough factor, not feeling good enough is our biggest, deepest, darkest fear.
Well, that's what James was saying earlier. He was saying, James Chai was saying that that's the main, that's what everything stems from, is not feeling good enough.
Yeah, and if we're not enough, then we won't get loved and we won't be able to pay our bills and the whole thing will spiral out of control.
Yeah.
So I thought about it. I was talking with Elaine and I said, if I don't come on here, she's going to feel like she's not good enough. And then I thought about it and I said, you know what? How would I really rate that last show on a scale of if I were to grade it and say hey, I could see this being something I want to be a part of, being able to say it was like a C+ last week,
Hold on one second, Eric. Who is this? This is another guy. Josh? Are you Ace Baker?
Hello.
Oh my God, this is Ace Baker. Hi.
I am.
Wow. Welcome to Kermit and Friends, Ace.
Oh my God. Not that big of a deal. I'm nothing special. How are you?
No, you're the guy that Bob told me to call. And then I texted you and they said, this is not Ace Baker. This is someone else. And they said they didn't know who Ace Baker was.
Right. I think you text my business partner for the veterans retreat that I'm building.
Okay. And what's your association with Mark Connors and Trumpster Bob?
Oh man. Madness. It's mad. Look, here's the thing. This stuff is old. It's years old. I never actually met Mark Connors, but I think that the first time that we talked on the phone was 2015, 2016. And so I know Stephen Volich. I've done some events with Stephen Volich and his stepfather or father-in-law. I was involved in this Patriot movement. I had a social media following that was large. I don't know. I think at one point we were at 500,000 people on social media. And Mark reached out to me, and I'm going to say this just before I get started. This isn't to I've stepped away from social media just to get away from all the drama, to get away from all the. I mean, I have a real job. I have, a family. Like this is crazy. But Bob reached out to me the other day and said that you were having problems with this guy, and asked if I would help. Just kind of tell what happened between Mark and I, and I guess Mark has said that I stalked him, that I'm out to get him, that I tried to kill him. None of that is true. I was a police officer for 12 years. I carried a secret security clearance with the Department of Defense. I carried a top secret security clearance with the Department of State. I'm a firearms instructor for the State Police Academy. I have,
Okay, Ace Baker, we're just getting a call. Kermit and Friends.
Hey, this is Steve. I'm actually on video. I know Ace. Do you mind if I talk with him? Because I can unfold a few things.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Awesome. All right, I'll be on there.
Okay, wow. Okay, so Steve wants to talk to Ace.
What up, Steve?
Ace, hey, how's it going, brother? It's been a couple of few years, huh?
Yeah, it's
been a
couple of years.
Yes. So I'm still out here in Colorado. I'm still doing my thing. Hopefully you're doing great. So Elise, I know Ace Baker. Like I said, we have a lot of mutual friends that we've dealt with in the Patriot movement when Trump was going for the first election. And it's kind of how we all met. And I like to think we all have a very respectful background. Ace, I do appreciate everything you've done for me. If there's anything you need, you let me know. I'm still on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, doing a lot of things lately that, we need to reconnect. And you're a former police officer like me. So
wow, this is unbelievable. It's like a reunion. Okay, so continue, Ace, with what you were saying.
So, but basically, I just want to say that this isn't to get back involved in drama. This isn't to get back involved in all this. Mark Connors will disappear for a few years. And then when he is looking for something that he seeks greatly, which is attention, then he starts a lot of this stuff back up. But really, it's to make himself feel relevant. I don't have anything against Mark Connors. I'm not mad at Mark Connors. For a long time, I prayed for Mark Connors that he would find the happiness and find that attention that he seeks. But he's a habitual liar. He's not a country music singer or.
That's what I thought. Why was Steven saying he was? That was so weird.
Mark Connors has never had a song on the Billboard charts. Mark Connors has never had a large record deal. Mark Connors shows his picture in a country music weekly magazine, but it's a picture that he bought an advertisement for. He paid to have his picture in country music. It's not like they did a story on Mark Connors' success. Anybody who listens to a Mark Connors song isn't going to say, "Oh, this guy is deemed to be a star." I mean, he's not a country music star. He's not anything that he says that he is. He doesn't have a tour bus. He has a camper. He doesn't have all of these things and all these connections that he says that he does. He is nothing that he says that he is. With that being said,
Ace? Wait, I lost Ace. I don't know why I lost him. Shoot. All right, everybody just hold for Ace.
You know I really got a feeling I'ma pull the fuck up on ya. You know I really got a feeling I'ma set a fire on ya. It's just a matter of time now. Just a can of gas and I'll be burning your ass now. Pop the trunk, load the guns, on the road to the burning sun. Cracking skulls, spilling blood, on the road to the burning sun. Pop the trunk, load the guns, on the road to the burning sun. Cracking skulls, spilling blood, on the road to the burning sun. You know I really got a feeling. You know I really got a feeling I have to bust a few shots on ya. You know I really got a feeling I have to bust a whole clip on ya. It's just a matter of time now. spilling blood on the road to the burning sun. Pop the trunk, load the guns on the road to the burning sun. Cracking skulls, spilling blood on the road to the burning sun. Ooh yeah.
Kermit and Friends, how can I help you?
I just want to tell you that you crushed it today. I would say this is
Eric, do you want to do the wrap-up show? Why don't you do the wrap-up show? Because Lori, actually, that'll be in your narrative, your little narrative there with Lori. Do you want to do the wrap-up show? You want to be in charge on your channel, and you can invite all the Kermitarians to join you?
You know, a friend of mine, she and her husband, who's a doctor, they have a boat and we're throwing a party right now. So maybe for a little bit, I could join us on the wrap-up show. I did want to ask you though, you know, on a scale of good enough, you know, how would you feel? At least I did on my part with you here today, Elisa.
I just want you to have a good time, Eric. I don't want you to put too much pressure on yourself to do great or be this or that. I just want you to enjoy it. That's what I want for everyone here. So I just want people to have fun, and I want to include everybody and just enjoy our Sundays. That's it. I don't really I'm not looking at it in any way where I'm trying to do this or that. I just want to have a good time. That's it, Eric. And I want you to have a good time. If you feel like you're wasting your time, if you feel bad about it, look at all these new friends you have. You have so many new friends. How is that a bad thing? I think it's a good thing.
This has got to be like a B+ of an experience on a Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I think James liked it. James, what did you think of the show today? Did you enjoy
it? Oh, hey, it was great. It was great. It was great. It's funny. There's a lot of controversy. I feel sorry for Eric. I hope he gets his shit together. Really, man. I mean, dude, stop trying so hard with just stop trying.
Stop trying. That's what I say. It's like when you like someone, when you have a crush on someone, don't tell them, right? Never.
Yeah, of course. Of course. That's how you develop love. But I mean that, and you know, I just want to say also, let's be really cautious about cryptocurrency and all that stuff, because the U.S. is going towards a central digital coin as well, because they're following that in line with China. And just be careful who you invest with and what you listen to, because some of the things that you're hearing sometimes is incorrect and fundamentally maybe of a different motivation.
Why? You think Stephen was saying something that wasn't correct?
Doge has already been sold by one of the Canadian companies, already paid to SpaceX already, and he's talking about the fact that getting Doge to get taken on by SpaceX, it's already by Elon Musk. It's already happened. It happened like a month ago, dude. So you know, no offense or anything like that. I'm not a pro like you, but I'm just saying, don't start saying stuff if you're not really sure what you're talking about. Don't
James,
keep trying to push.
I don't want to like conflict with you.
Yeah.
You know, but I do want to tell you, you know, when you say like, you know, Eric, you need to get your shit together. Like, that's not true. Like, I do have my shit together, James. Like, I make as much as like a teacher right now, and I have.
But don't keep talking about the money, man. Seriously, who cares?
No, because
when you're trying, you're like doing Bible verses and stuff like that. It's driving me crazy. You're such a nice guy. I've seen your videos.
No, because the fact is, if you say, listen, if I drive X amount of cars across this bridge, and the structural integrity of a bridge doesn't matter, stuff like that, and then you need to get your shit together. You're on my bridge right now, James. So
no, I'm on Elisa's bridge right now, and I'm just trying to say. I'm just trying to say to you, don't keep trying so hard with her, man.
No.
You got her.
You're not just on Elisa's bridge right now, okay? You're also on my bridge right now. I'm also on your bridge right now, okay? We're on each other's bridges right now, holding a very heavy weight, okay? So if we act,
I'm not holding any weight. I'm just the guy in the middle. I'm a Canadian, So, dude, I'm just
because you don't know who I am, okay? And if you come to me and you don't know who I am, and you say these things, you don't know me, dude. Okay.
Dude, I saw you showing your penis that you sent to Elisa.
You do not know who I am. This is your first time talking to me in person, okay? And to come up with an idea out of thin air that I don't have my shit together, you don't know who I am.
Okay, how about this? Here's a challenge, just like how I got Mark Connor not to come on this show today. All right, because he chickened out like a little douche that he is. Here's the thing. Okay, Eric, then try going one freaking episode, one podcast. No, dude, try going one podcast without telling Elisa how much you're going to impress her. Just be a man. Just be a regular dude. Seriously, you're such a nice guy. You should be with her. You should be with her, and instead you're fighting this whole thing.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. Okay, I just want you to also understand the nature of, we're in this together, man.
Who's we? You're the only one telling Elisa everything. Like, dude, I mean, you must have been watching Steven, like going, I wish I was better looking than that guy. I wish I had more money than him. I bet you that's what you're thinking when you're talking about. She's such a nice person. She's intelligent. She can see through the insecurities. All right, just be who you are, dude. Just be who you are. Oh my gosh, you've got this beautiful woman in front of you, and you're just fucking trying to tell. Oh, sorry, but you're just trying to tell her how great you are. You don't have to.
Please, because I do have to. Okay, if I don't tell her how great I am, who will? Okay.
Your character tells her. The person who you are tells her. Not sending fucking videos of you with your penis sticking out. And masturbating to Lori and all that stuff, dude. That's so offensive. This is as offensive as Andy fucking kissing that chick. All right,
wait a second.
Just be who you are. One episode, just one. The Eric challenge, dude.
True. Okay, it's not true. It might be offensive to you. Okay,
it's not offensive. I'm saddened for you, man. You've got this opportunity to go out with this absolutely gorgeous, intelligent, brilliant woman. Any guy would fucking break their nose to get into trying to get through the door. You got her right there. I'm not trying to talk about Elisa like as if she's a third person, but you've got her, and you just keep trying and trying. You're talking about the G whatever thing. Fuck, I've worked with billionaires when I had my supercar transport business, man. Okay. I could brag about all this stuff, but I don't. Okay, I live a humble life, and I'm confident with who I am because I've spent the time. That's what you need to do. You don't need to do fucking self-porn and sending it to everybody. You don't need to tell Elisa how much she needs to be impressed by you. Now you got Steve threatening in on you with his good looks and his whatever his storyline is.
Not only all of this, okay. Because not only this, but
dude, be a smarty. Be a smarty, man. And look.
It's this.
You're fucking smart, dude.
It's that when I come here and I say, I'm probably not enough for Elisa. I'll be honest.
You just said 2 seconds ago you weren't, and now you are. Oh,
let me make my point real quick, okay? And Elisa, I hope that this resonates with you as well.
No, it's not going to resonate with her because you're telling her the same thing. Every video, every podcast, every live stream is the same, man.
I agree with you, okay? I get it. But
no, you don't get it. You're going
I get it.
Next episode, next podcast, dude. Do nothing. Just be who you are. Can you do that? The next episode, be who you are.
I get what
don't
you're doing.
Don't be another Mark
space,
Connor in hiding.
I get what you're doing in my space, okay? I get it. I get what you're doing in my space right now. You're in my space, and I get what you're doing in my space.
I'm not in your space. You just said we're sharing space, and now we're just in your space.
I understand you're in my space, and I understand what you're doing in my space.
Okay, what do you think I'm doing, Eric? What do you think I'm doing? See, you can't even think, right? Because you're telling her, you got to think, well, my head is, I got to tell Elisa how great I am and how I'm going to be rich one day, even though I'm modest and like a monk and all that.
Can you give me like 60 seconds to explain?
I can't give you 60 seconds because in 3 seconds, you're going to talk about how much Elisa should be impressed by everything, dude. You look at yourself. You're like Steve, but with hair, okay, dude? You're a good-looking guy.
Give me 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay, I'll give you 60 seconds. It's not my show, but yeah, okay.
Okay. So, here's the thing. I'll admit it. This is a lot like weightlifting. If this wasn't like weightlifting. So if it wasn't like weightlifting, we all have our own egos, our own agendas, our own beliefs. Some of us are crazy, some of us are not crazy, but it is a lot like weightlifting. So the thing is, if it wasn't like weightlifting, everybody would walk into the same office. They'd all make the same amount of money. But people get into an office, they spend years at their craft, and they get stronger and stronger and stronger. But the fact is that I know that this is not an A+ weightlifting session for me. This is like a B-.
Well, I can tell because that clock weighs what, like 3 ounces? Are you hurting yourself?
This is like a B-. But one thing I can tell you in my B- is that some of this is not true, Elisa. Some of the stuff you're hearing right now on your end, it's just not true about me. About you. It's quite contrarian, and again, you're better than it.
Ding, 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 ding. Time is up. Time is up. My turn. My turn.
Dude,
It's emotional. It's emotionally driving, but it's not logical.
It's not emotionally driving. It's emotionally saddening and depressing, man.
And not only that, but because
listen to Trumpster Bob. Listen to Trumpster Bob.
It doesn't make logical sense at the end of the day why the two of us should be together. You know, but logically,
Right now, Riggs is more worried about if Stephen Bullock is either an inch shorter or an inch longer than him on that bodybuilding muscle part of the side of things, right? Now, here's what else he's worried about. He's worried about
the emotional case, but
even if he's fun of him, Jordan, does Elisa just like everything else about this guy more than him or not? It's called an insecurity problem. See, and then even if Steven's an inch longer than him on that bodybuilding muscle organ right there, okay, then now he's got to question himself. Am I?
Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah. Amen.
Am I man or not?
That I can be talking to right now.
Is he only going to him because of that? I got to show off more.
Logically speaking, you could show up to your gold office and put money in your bank account because there's.
There you go again, dude. Stop talking about the freaking money. Stop talking about the money.
Someone who needs my help.
Have you not seen the people that Elisa's gone out with? The last two
are not paying clients.
They're just normal people.
In a world without,
they got their troubles.
Clients.
They're not talking about money. She's fucking paying for Andy. She's paying for fucking Andy's meals at the fucking at the deli, dude.
But logically, it doesn't pay.
She's paying for Andy's freaking. He's using her to pay for his meals, dude. Okay, and then there you're going. Oh well, I got all this money. So what are you gonna do? You want to make all this money?
Lisa, is that you've become conditioned to listening to emotionally driving cases. Okay.
Because you don't relent, man. You don't relent. I've been watching all these videos to catch up. You don't relent. You don't relent.
But
you don't relent. Your monotone is so hilarious, but you don't relent. You don't relent, dude. You're better looking than Steve. Okay, let me just tell you this. Okay, I'm a straight guy. You're better looking than Steve. You're better looking than Steve. You got more hair. You got a great future ahead of you. Just stop fucking pushing the narrative that you need to be better for Elisa. No woman wants to go out with a guy who's so fucking insecure. Seriously, no woman wants to go out with a guy that's insecure.
I see you have your opinions. If you want my time,
it's not an opinion. It's the truth. Ask any woman, unless she's really fucked up and she's sleeping with like Mark Connors. There's no woman that is going to not see through the insecurities, and it's not attractive. I wouldn't. James, right? You know what?
James,
it's just not true.
Is it James?
No, it's Sir. No, of course it's James.
Okay, so James, you know, it's really nice meeting you. And
you're waiting for me to reply back to that?
Would you like to meet my friend?
This is not a Mr. Rogers kind of thing, dude. Okay, I will defend everybody. You know, Barry's doing stupid shit on the Discord, and I gave him heck for that when he made fun of transsexual. Okay, so I'll be friends with anybody. I'll respect anybody, and I don't have to be friends with everybody because I don't really care. But it's not the insecurities that you should be exhibiting. And you know, like that T-Bob, Trumpster Bob's butthole challenge, dude. Try to do the fucking one podcast without talking to Elisa about what you're going to do for her. And just talk to her about fucking the sun setting, you know, beautiful ducks and all that stuff. How great it is that you want to spend and talk with her till the sun comes up. Do you know that's what's important?
James, wait a second. Who's to say I don't do those things?
Because you haven't done it in any episode I've ever watched, and I've watched about 7 of them. Okay, I've fallen asleep. I've watched so many of them. You have just talk to her what it's like to just wake up in the morning with her.
How can I do that when I have to deal with someone like you right now?
I just started today, man. That's why Mark is chicken shit out. I started today, dude.
Elisa, listen. I mean, how many times have I come and talked to you about all sorts of things in the past year and a half that are important? Not just the sunset.
You haven't talked to her about the sunset on any episode. Well, and I haven't watched all the episodes, and I just know that about you, man.
It's sort of like, wait.
You don't understand what it's like to sit and watch the sunset in silence. You don't understand how to be confident in the silence. You don't understand how to enjoy it, man, because you want to keep punishing yourself.
Well, wait a second.
You want to keep failing. You got yourself a fucking diamond, not even a diamond in the rough. You got this absolutely gorgeous, incredible woman who has this incredible future ahead of her, and you cannot stop talking about it. And imagine she went out with you and started dating you and married you. She'd be dealing with you the whole time. You would destroy her life. You would destroy her.
It's not true.
You're interdependent. You're interdependent.
James, where's your girlfriend?
I work with dangerous dogs. If you watch the whole show, like I'm doing,
I understand that, James. But where's your girlfriend?
I gave away. I was making $500,000 a year. I walked away from all of that working transport just so I can follow my passion to help dogs. And I have struggled my entire life to get where I'm at.
I know where Mark Connor's girlfriend is. I was talking to his wife last week. She's great. Where's yours?
Mark Connors has more than one person
James,
in his life.
If you really think it's true that affording a car is the same thing as a G6, where's your G6, James?
No. I said I transport vehicles.
Is it in your driveway, or do you not
transport vehicles. I transport vehicles. Go check the Discord. You can see I posted photos of videos. I've transported the Bugatti Sang Noir. So that's a $3.8 million car. I transported it. I'm just a truck driver before.
I understand you've got a pretty compelling case that Elisa may believe in, man. But the thing is, I'm looking to come here.
Now you think I'm going after Elisa, or is that what is wrong with you? I respect her because she's fucking brilliant. You don't understand the future and the charisma that she has. You don't understand what you see in front of you, and you're letting it slip away, man. And that's what hurts, because you're letting love, true love, disappear.
No, I'm not.
You don't understand what she's like.
No, I'm not. And Elisa,
you don't see she's going to be a big fucking star, dude. You can't even tell that, and it's going to be destructive for her if you're involved.
So here's the deal, Elisa. I don't have any business talking to this person.
Oh, no, I don't have a name? Yeah. Oh my God, I'm hurt.
This is somebody I would just hang up the phone on, because this is what we call a viewpoint that is contrarian to my own success.
I'm going to understand the word you're using coming out of your mouth.
So the thing is, when I start talking to this person, Elisa, what happens is it just spirals out of control. And then I try to talk to him again. You've experienced this on the phone, where you're talking to a client, and then at some point you realize, I shouldn't even be talking to this person. I should just hang up the phone.
Eric, I really do think he's trying to help you. I do think that.
Well, but I think it's more important to really realize, there's not, like, the reason why I've become like that in sales now is because there's a point in sales where you realize, even if I said, like, if someone goes, "Oh, I'm not interested in you," and hangs up the phone, or they want to talk to you, there's a point as a closer.
Because you talk over people. You must be selling insurance for suicides or something like that, dude. I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
Where you realize even the best closer in the world couldn't say a single thing to this person that would make a difference to them. And there's a certain point in your day.
I operate on logic, Eric. I operate on logic, and everyone in the world can see that your insecurity is coming out there, man.
Selling as well, when you're selling on
you
the
can
phone,
tell Steve's got the hot for Elisa, and he's being cool and chill and crazy cool.
I could say to this person that would make a difference to them, like Andy, there's not a single thing in the world I could say to him. So that the best thing to do is to let the unconscious mind speak to him. Because
the unconscious mind is not actually unconscious, dude. You don't even understand the structure of consciousness itself.
It's like somehow there's a
stop putting yourself down. Just stop putting yourself down. And this aggressive, passive aggressive behavior of yours, it's not attractive, man. I'm going to put my pants back on. Okay, it's not attractive, dude.
True. It's like when you don't have a paying client, you just hang up the phone and go to the next paying client. Someone like Mark Connors is someone I would talk to because I know he's a millionaire. I know his wife's a great woman.
Well, listen to Steve and the other guy, Ace, there. They just corrected everybody and said Mark is full of shit.
Strange contrarian world where their whole worldview is.
Okay, can you do me another favor? Before you come on the next show Sunday, okay? Can you look on the dictionary.com and look for a new word? That would be great. Contrarian. Look for a new word.
My word here, Elisa, is I'm sorry for ever talking to this person in the first place, and I hope you accept my apology, okay?
I accept your apology, Eric.
Yeah, I should never talk to that person in the first place.
No, I accept your apology, Eric.
Yeah, it's like no matter what I would say, it would never mesh. So I'm just sorry for ever saying anything to him.
Because you talk illogically. You don't talk logical, and you're not confident enough. And you're doing it on purpose, and you had the confidence before to have someone as amazing as Elisa.
I would ask you, Elisa, do you think there's anything I could ever say to this person that would get him to kind of be kind of cool, like between the two of us, where he comes up and he says, I think you two would be a good match with each other.
I'm just getting a call. Let me just answer this call. Kermit and Friends. Kermit and Friends. How can I help you?
Hey, Elisa, it's Gonzo.
Hey, Gonzo.
Hey, I just want to tell Eric, listen to what's his name?
James.
James, listen to James. He's giving you really great advice, Eric. he's actually making a lot of sense. If you just listen to him, I think your life would be a lot better.
It'd be better. Yeah, exactly.
He's saying what all of us want to say, but we just don't want to be mean.
Yeah, no, he's saying the truth. He's being very straightforward with Eric. I agree.
Like, do you think there's anything Eric could really say to James where he would come up and say, hey, I think you two are really cute, and I think you two have done your best here, and I think your best is good enough, and I think because you did your best and it's good enough, you two should keep seeing eye to eye each other, because
you don't have a best, Eric. It doesn't matter, Eric. You could have 10 G whatever 20s or whatever the cards are, or vehicle. I don't know, fucking planes. You could have 20 of them, man, and you're gonna go. I need 21.
Point of, hey, you guys are really cute together, and I see Elisa's been.
I just said that. You know what? I want to see. I want to see people in love, truly unconditionally in love. That's what I want to see. And you don't care about it.
And I see that you really care about her. I see you spend your whole work.
I said that in the beginning. I said that in the beginning.
She spends her whole work, and not only that, but you did your damnedest on this one, Eric. And thank you for coming on. And Elisa,
I did, Eric. Roll back the videotape. It's recorded.
Do you think, Elisa, that there's anything Eric could say to this person that would kind of get him?
Okay, let me explain it again, dude. Stop. Stop really fucking pushing the part over and over again, man.
No,
stop pushing. So. Stop pushing who you are. Stop trying to sell who you are. You're not on the phone anymore trying to sell fucking life insurance policy, man. Just stop selling yourself.
He opened his mouth. He came and said, "Man, Eric, you're full of shit."
In the beginning, I said you had the opportunity to get her.
This thing, Eric, you're good enough for Elisa.
In a beautiful relationship,
Elisa, you're good enough for Eric, and you two could be big rock
stars. Elisa
like,
looks at people and falls in love with the part of her soul that a lot of us don't have. And you know that, and that's a problem because you can't see it. So that's why you go to the materialistic part of it.
When we talk about jealousy, not having a beautiful woman in your life, feeling pain, I see that James is in a lot of pain here. James would really like to have the right soulmate in his life as well. So he's in a lot of pain.
God will bring her to me.
He's in a ton of pain right now. And to really empathize with James and say, James, I'm in the same pain you are. I'm single. I don't have this beautiful woman in my life. I'm trying to talk to her right now. It's snowballing. It's like I also have these big things, like, for instance, dogs. I'm writing novels that kind of consume me, and I often say the wrong things too. I might not understand women, so I'm sorry for your pain, James. I hear your pain. But again, I wish that you would come to me and say, hey, Eric, I don't think it's a B+. I think this is an A+, and I think you two are really cute together. And God bless you. And yeah, not only that, but I know that deep in your heart and deep in your soul, you feel that, maybe it was a mistake to talk to this girl in the first place. You feel those pains of I'm really not good enough for this chick, but anyways, I don't want to trail on here, guys. I just want to be able to say, I'm sorry also for talking over you, James, and is this going to be a really hard work week for me after this, because I'm going to walk away from this really feeling like, like, hey, I'm rolling with the big dogs right now in a big tank, and I don't got a leg to stand on here. But it was in this time that I really wanted to be able to come up to you, Elisa, and talk about Seth and Margaret Riggs and vocal lessons, and that someone like Seth Riggs and Margaret Riggs would be a great influence. It was in this time that I really wanted to tell you that, that, now's one of those times where I just have to say, hey, time is money. I got to get back to work. And James, if you don't understand what it means to literally get off this call and get onto the next call and put money in my bank account, then you're wrong. If you think you're going to come to me and say, you're full of shit, Eric, and I can't hang up the phone on you and have people put money in my bank account right now, you're wrong. And if you think these people that are sitting on this jet right here don't care about Elisa and I and know about us getting together, and you think you can afford that at the end of your life without fixing your attitude, I think you're wrong. Okay? If you think that it's not true that it's a different agenda funding a jet versus a car, I think you're wrong. And you're welcome to have your own viewpoint, but your viewpoint is wrong. Otherwise you have your own jet. And I think when a lot of people get together and they get onto one ship, and listen to a lot of Jordan Belfort, what happened in Wall Street with him, where they went from selling penny stocks to poor people to multimillionaires, and they were wrong. They were wrong about a lot of stuff. Jordan was really wrong as well. He lost all of it, and his wife left him. And otherwise he'd be a billionaire. And I think what really hurts at the end of a show like this is being able to say, certain things that are just not true. I
won't be afraid when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Stand by me. Oh, stand by me. If the day that we look upon so crumble and fall, and the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, I won't cry, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me.